We are the world.
We are the children.
We are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of
Discovering Our Journey.
I'm your host, JC.
And I'm MC.
Dude. Okay, so today is back to school for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big deal for me because I finally get my time back. Dude, this year we did so much. Like this whole summer break, we've just been nonstop just entertaining our kids. Seriously, it's been a lot. It's been fun, but at the same time it's draining.
Yeah.
It's draining because we always try to keep everyone connected, and so we
imagine when you have like 2 or 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's a little tougher right there. Well, and then different ages, different wants, different likes and stuff like that. It's like,
well, as they get older though, it gets easier though.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I think there are different phases of their life. If you have like a 5-year, 6-year-old, it's going to be different than a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Because they need more attention.
Exactly.
They need more attention.
That's what I'm saying. So you got one that wants the attention, one that doesn't want to listen to you, right? They're teenagers.
But the one that doesn't want to listen to you is less money. You're like, go off, go run and hide somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been good though. It's been good. We went to the Del Mar Fair. We went to we on a cruise. We did so much. We did so much in such a short period of time.
And how are you handling the heat?
Oh, the heat's good. The heat's good. We can't complain though, right? Because
we can complain, but we can't complain to other states, because our heat is different than other states' heat. Our cold is different than other states' cold. Yeah. Our rain is different than other states' rain, because I talk to customers all over from East Coast. So I'm like, oh my God, it's raining. And they're like,
that's a drizzle.
Like, yeah, exactly. They're like, what the heck? That's a sneeze. That just came right through. I'd be like, it's been raining for 30 minutes. They're like, it's been raining for 3 days. What do you mean? It's like, it's nonstop. It's like, you can't complain. I'm like, man, so we can't really complain to nobody.
But it made me start to think though, summer breaks. Remember when we were young? Summer breaks were like endless fun without having to leave and travel. It really was.
I mean, how many beach days, park days, just playing football down the street. I mean, just doing different stuff, doing tricks on our bikes. There's skateboards for those that are skateboarders. Just doing all kinds of making ramps and stuff like that. I remember making ramps on our bike, and we're gonna jump this thing, and we're like, making little crates and getting boxes and sliding down the grass and boxes and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. We did it. We did it with the trash can lid.
Trash can.
Yeah, down the canyon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, it was so much fun. Yeah. But it's crazy now when I think about it, how much I saran wrap my kid. It's like they just trip and fall, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, let me see, what'd you break? What you got? Like, let's go ahead and patch that up. And it's like I don't think I'm doing them any favors.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the don't want you to get too dirty. Those situations come out where we've talked. I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but we've heard it's like a little dirt don't hurt. You know what I'm saying?
A little dirt don't hurt.
Because what happens when you're so clean and so whatever, then a little bit of bacteria, a little bit of whatever just messes with your system. So it needs to build that resistance, So I feel like a little dirt, you got to get a little dirty, you got to get a little whatever, because if not, and you just isolate them, they're going to be a lot more sensitive to stuff. You can't keep a kid indoor because then their skin's going to be sensitive. You can't keep a kid out of, whatever it is, because it just, that's how it is.
Yeah, and then people trip out now when you get dirty. People do. They're like right away. Everyone pulls out their antiseptic spray. What is it called? That stuff they put.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's all
Anybody
good.
got gel?
It's
like, yeah.
Yes.
And we
all
that
carry
gel.
it.
And that gel, we've talked about it. It not only takes off good bacteria, but it takes off, bad bacteria, but it also takes off good bacteria.
Put some sand on it. You'll be fine. Yeah. How bad is the cut?
Yeah.
We need to get back to those days just a little bit.
I cut myself the other day, and I'm like, oh, sure, a little dirt or whatever.
Now, be careful with that, though, too, because you want to always make sure the color is not the green.
Yeah.
Make sure it's healing right, too.
Otherwise, it looks good. Yeah.
There you go. Good scab. Yeah. Do you remove your scabs, or do you leave them alone?
Well, I usually wait till it scabs up, and then what I like to do is I'll put a little bit of ointment and bandage it up so it's softened, and then I take it off.
Okay, but you remove your scab?
Yeah.
Oh no! See, yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I gotta let it scab over and let my scab just fall right off. I can't, and I've always been like that too as a kid. I hated popping my water blisters. I didn't like to. No. After racquetball or tennis, and you get that water blister. I didn't like it. But I mean, what is your body doing though? Isn't it doing something it's supposed to?
Sure.
I don't know. But in all this though, I do see that we are letting things go too far right now.
Yeah. Well, I think society, though. I think it's
No,
not.
we're part of the society
No, no,
though.
we are.
We're part of the
We are.
society.
But I think it all started with the fact that no one goes outdoors anymore. So no one really goes.
That along with a big stack of other things too.
Yeah, nobody goes out riding their bikes and stuff in the neighborhood. Nobody goes out. I mean, when do you see? I can't remember the last time I saw a kid riding a bike down my street, except for the neighbors that are next door to us, maybe 3 houses down.
Yeah.
They got little ones, maybe about 5, 6, and they ride their bikes from their house to just back and forth. But like teenagers or young, 10, 12 years old, I remember we used to run like, oh shoot, we're not supposed to go to the liquor store, but we're gonna go get some candy real quick. Go to the liquor store, come back. Okay, nobody saw us. All right, we're good. And we were running. So it's like one of those things where it's like, we were just running around our bikes, like up and down the blocks, down the hills, up the hills, and I don't see nobody.
We were
like,
ready for the military if we
serious.
dared, right?
We were like in so shape. I mean, we were like, our stamina was like, and we still come home and like, you got to go to bed now because it's like, but we knock out good.
Heck yeah. Even the little fat ones of us would be able to jump fences just right?
Hey, everybody, and if not, we got someone to help us. Let's go. Hey, don't forget Chewy. Hey, get Chewy over the fence.
Put the sweater over.
Yeah,
so it
put the
doesn't
sweater
hurt.
over. Come on, pull him. Yep. Oh, his shoe got stuck. Yeah.
You're always slowing us down, damn
Yeah.
it.
Dang it. Chewy, I told you. So we all, we're all just out there doing stuff and with, like I said, we've talked about the video games in other shows where, to me, as a gamer when I was younger, which I feel like a lot of, especially young boys, are gamers.
Yeah.
It's like so awesome to be able to be like, oh my God, we're gonna get home. Hey, we're gonna get on. Yeah. And you got 4 or 5 of your friends that are actually on you guys are talking. I'm like, oh my God, did you see this? Yeah. And you guys, it's an awesome concept. But if I realized what it was gonna create, man, I don't think I'd go for it.
No, heck no, dude. But there's a bunch of people now that are like not allowing so much game time for their kids, which I really appreciate.
But it's not even about the game time. I'm concerned about the outdoor time. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like the come home and go throw a ball with your friend. Go play hide and go seek. Freeze tag. I used to love freeze tag.
Dude, it teaches you strategy.
It's strategy.
So me, I learned who I was, and I think maybe you know what, and it also tells you the purpose too, because a lot of us don't understand that we matter. We're like a piece of this big old clock of life. We really are. And we help each other. So I noticed that when I was little, I was always that person that got the kids together. If you weren't there, obviously, because you'd be the big mouth. But like I'd always get the kids together and we'd play baseball. If we didn't have a ball, we'd use an apple or something, something hard. And more than anything, like when we would play freeze tag, I mean, you develop strategy, you found cajones to be like, they're hanging out in here,
Exactly.
And then I also had a big enough heart to be like, I knew the slow ones, so we would create that chain, and make sure that, hey, we're all here for you,
Yeah, we're all touching base, come
right?
on.
No man left behind.
Yeah.
See, I was always a team player. So I didn't notice that was a lot of me kind of being revealed, versus other people, like siblings. Who didn't give a damn.
They
were safe and they were like,
dang, you just got tagged.
Fend for yourself.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a trip. I mean, how were you? Were you usually like the chain? Did you ever create the chain?
Yeah. Believe it or not, and I don't know why this story sticks to me always. I remember, especially in one of the schools I was at, I remember for whatever reason we would always play boys against girls, and we'd be like, okay, they tag us, and then when they tag us, they would lock us up, and then we'd have to break them out and stuff like that.
Nah.
And it's funny growing up.
Is this tag or is this cops and robbers? What is this?
Well, it was like a tag, but then they get they're by their home base, and you got to go and untag them so they can run.
A freeze tag.
Like a freeze tag, but we had an area where they had to stay instead of just freeze tag where you stay out there. They brought them back to a certain area, and they would guard their little area or whatever, and the girls would be running around tagging the boys.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of how innocent I was because, as an adult, I realized that there was one guy that would always get caught by the girls, and he would get mad when I unfroze him.
Yeah.
And I would not realize, like, come on, bro. And I'm over here like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta kick them out. We gotta escape and stuff. And I'm trying to escape. The girl's like, oh, here they come. They got cooties and stuff. And I'm like, dude, why are you so slow? Dude, I already rescued you like 3 times, bro. And it's one of those things where I don't know why it just reminds me so much as I got older. One day I think I was just sitting there going, man, I was really not thinking. This guy was getting tagged all the time. Always by the girls. They were literally fighting for him and stuff. And it's just one of those things as an adult you realize, like, your mind how it is sometimes. It's innocent, you know what I'm saying? So,
but as innocent as it is, you start to see like which ones are like, you know, a little bit more love struck, which ones are Like you just see all that developing, and it's so pretty.
It's different in different stages of our lives. Yeah, like I said, this kid was, you know, I don't know, we were probably like 10 or something, and he was already, I guess, you know, in that mentality, like, oh no, I gotta be good to the girls, and I'm like, no, they have cooties, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I really feel like we should strongly get together like in our communities and make that happen again.
Yeah, just go out there and have fun and just you know, and just play volleyball, play, you know, baseball, whatever, kickball. I mean, do stuff that just out there, just because these kids nowadays, I mean, the thing about it, you know, and I've talked to this on another podcast we were talking before that, you know, I have a goddaughter. And her friends, and they work a lot, you know, they're nurses and stuff. And I mean, you know, shout out to the nurses, you know, thank you for what you do. They work hard, right? You know, they're always, you know, they're the ones that are just running around doing everything nonstop too, you know. And the thing about it is that they're like, man, we are so tired when we get home. And you know, so that's just her. It's her friends too. They're like, oh my God, it's so much work, and 8 hours, and we're just on our feet, just walking around. And I realized, like, they grew up in a time where they never really tired their bodies out. They never really like went out there. Like, I just don't remember the last time when I was a kid till I was maybe 14, maybe, I think is when I started slowing down a little bit. It was more of a physical sport. Like, we would like to go play football. But I'd say from 14 below, I was riding bikes all the time, trying to just take off as far as I can go and come back before the lights came on. That's all I remember I had to do. And we just pushed our bodies to like, so nowadays I feel like they've never pushed their bodies to that extent because they weren't allowed to. You know, they weren't allowed to go out of, you know, in front of their house. They weren't allowed to go biking all over the place. They weren't allowed to do all that stuff. That we were just running around, just I lived in mostly apartment complexes my whole, you know, life pretty much, my young life. So there was so many kids all over everywhere, and we would run around all the apartments from this side to that side, jump over to the other apartments, and it was just like a constant, you know, just, you know, sometimes we had water balloon fights from one apartment complex to another. It's like, oh shoot, that's the enemy and stuff.
Right.
You know, we would do just so much stuff. It's like, it's crazy. Water balloon fights, and especially as hot as it's been, like something like that, we would do that all the time.
But I mean, if you think about it too, it's also made you learn how to talk to people, like
social, a
lot more social. You know, it brought out and it carved out a lot of you, and it presented itself a lot more, I think, forward. Now that we're having our kids just stay indoors using someone else's idea, they don't have their own ideas, they're unstimulated, and you don't really see the purpose that they really can fulfill. And so in that, I think once they graduate high school, that's where we're starting to see a lot of like, damn, like what now?
Yeah.
What now?
It's just one of those things where it's just not something that anyone really, I mean, we've geared towards, convenience, you could say, but it's made us just more reluctant. I mean, I hate to refer this to that, but it's almost like, you know, the movie we've seen before, you know, where they're on the ship and they're just like getting overweight and
which
everything.
One, Captain Ron?
No.
Wally.
There you go.
Yes.
I mean, of course, that's to an extreme.
Yeah.
That's to an extreme.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're playing tennis while sitting. They're eating while sitting. They're doing everything while sitting.
Yeah.
So they're not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like it's one of those things where it's just and to them, they don't feel like they're being lazy. They're just taking advantage of the situation. Like, oh, I don't have to actually get up to hit the ball. Oh, cool. I can just lay here and hit the ball, and I can do this and what. So they're not seeing it. They see it as convenience. But in reality, it's not. Our bodies start to shut down. Our bodies do not
Oh,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I mean, we talk about, people when they get older and stuff, they always say, as soon as you start to slow down, that's when it gets tough.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah, you don't move it, you lose it. That's always what I've heard. And I think all of this is important, not only because of like what we said, it carves our personality and we see who we really are, but it also like the bonds that you create, especially with the big family, growing up with the big family. Like, I mean, there's always going to be that one thing where you're just like, oh my gosh, I remember, we like, my sisters and I, we would always break into my parents' room. I don't know why we thought that was so cool. We would always go into their long walk-in closet, and we would play Freddy Krueger. So we would put like a sheet over us, and like we would try to like not scream. Whoever screamed first was obviously the next Freddy Krueger. But yeah, we would be there and we'd be like, oh my god, and we'd be the lights on and off, and we'd be like breathing and touching and scraping until like you're like, I can't do this no more. So you found out who the weakling was.
Oh, well, growing up with not my, me being the oldest one, it was kind of hard to be in that sense. But we had some friends that we went out to go, build a snowman. I mean, just go out to the snow and stuff with, groups. So luckily my mom was able
to... Or kickboxing?
Kickboxing.
I remember a high kick story of hold my leg and...
Oh, yeah. I remember the story. I was learning how to do karate and I told him to hold my leg while I did a backflip because,
Wait, who was it?
One of my brothers. We're doing. Yeah, I was like, hold my leg. We're practicing. I was practicing my karate, and I said, hold my leg, and I said, I'm gonna do a roundhouse. And when I do it, he goes, but go like this so I don't hit you. And apparently, instinctively, when I tried to kick and I did that, I guess I pulled him in with my leg when I did the turnaround, and I sent him across the room. And oh man, yeah, I got in trouble for that one. I was like, why are you using your brother? I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
So that went down as big brother doesn't think.
Yeah, doesn't think. And little brother went flying and stuff. So yeah, he never.
Little brother's gullible. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's. I mean, hey, it's what made us today, right? And I love it too because it's these things that I cherish because I also try to share them with my kids.
Yeah.
I try to share them with my kids, and I mean, I think that's why we're so strategic, with life and with what's happened. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I mean, if any of you guys can like think of ways to bring your community out to be a lot more like that, like just more sociable and just more outdoorsy, right? Yeah. I think it would help us a lot more.
And I think there's a lot more programs too. I was talking to a friend just last week about her daughter joining some kind of like lifeguard program and stuff like that. I know there's firefighter programs and stuff like that. I don't know if they always work during the summer or during school, but there's all those other programs to do stuff, a little bit more activities, and they're looking at junior firefighters and junior lifeguards and stuff like that. Right now they're,
But at what grade does that happen though?
Yeah, see, I don't know. So, there's a lot of more camps that I remember. I don't remember growing up being, camps that you could go away for and do whatever camps. I mean, there's a lot more of that around, I feel, now than there was before. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to say, hey, you know what? You're going to go do this. They're going to go into swim camp, or they're going to go into, boxing camp. And those are for all ages.
Yeah.
So that's good that they're out there.
It is.
One of the things about, these types of camps is sometimes, your kids might not be, wanting to do it, like, oh, I just want to relax. But in reality, nowadays, like we're saying, what are they really going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to do what they do every day at home, just more. So you need to be out there to be more social. You need to be out there to just be doing something. So put them in these camps, put them in these places where they can go out there, because if not, it just makes things so much tougher, I feel like, as they grow older.
Yeah.
Because these experiences are going to mold them.
Absolutely.
I mean, the experiences that they have at the camps and the friends they make and everything, I feel is going to mold them. I know,
because nowadays the kids don't want to even socialize. I'm having a very hard time watching these kids just like, they're doing their own thing. They're even wearing like the headphones like outside and doing their own thing. It's like, dude, you are so missing out on a community that can get to know you. We as parents need to guide our kids to be a little bit more like,
But like I said,
sociable.
it's almost like if a kid goes out with a ball and a glove and goes, hey, I want to play catch with somebody, who's he gonna find? Ain't nobody gonna find. He's not gonna find nobody.
There is.
It's very
It
difficult.
is
I'm
difficult.
talking about. I mean, when we're talking from my time, there was no street after school was over. There was no street I ever went down where
But
there was
that's
no
why we need to
kids.
start changing that around. We need to start being a little bit more with our community. We need to not be so fearful and understand that your kids are going to get scraped up. They're going to get hurt, but they're going to also realize, hey, maybe that's cartoons. Maybe this is real life and I can't be doing that. And it's not as big. They're going to learn errors. They're going to learn friendships and true friendships at that.
Yeah, they're gonna crash on their bike eventually. I mean, it always happens. No matter what, you're gonna
Dude, you know how many pebbles I had to get out my hand, from eating it?
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah. My thing was that my pant. I would always wear my Levi's, and they would always get caught in the chain. I know.
Dude, and then you learned what? How to fix your chain.
Fix your
you
chain.
learned how to fix your tire. You learned how to see and detect if there was a hole in your tire.
Yeah.
There's so much right now that we are really needing to get back out there with and really keeping it simple. Now, everything that we've done this summer for my kids, I am realizing too that I think I'm raising the bar a little too high for myself because all the simpler things that are out there, they're not going to want. They're not going to want because I have now brought more expectations.
You're like, all right, we've been on a cruise. We've been
Yes!
on this. It's like, where are we going to fly to next?
They're like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
A bike? What's a bike going to do?
What the heck? We can't take a boat over there? It's like,
Right?
What do you mean? Oh, man, you made it too easy.
Yeah, you better get on your Dodge patas and start walking.
Man, when was the last time you took a nice 1 mile bike ride with your kids?
You know what? It's been a minute. And see, that's my fault. That's what I'm saying. Us parents, we need to start getting out there. We need to start really pushing ourselves. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to work a 9-to-5 job and then just want to chill. But if we actually start to hide our phones from ourselves, we start to fill in that time with much needed stuff.
Yeah, and you know what, though? The thing is that it's something we've mentioned before. It is time for the parents to step it up because to be honest with you, back in those days, I mean, there was no parents. I mean, back in the days, we didn't have to worry about going with our parents anywhere. It's like, we would sit there fighting about them coming in. It's like, you got to, not yet, 5 more minutes. So the kids were out there with other kids and we're just,
socializing.
Hey, you would be like, hey, you're the biggest one. You take care of all of them and stuff. So it was always one big one that would probably usually would be me because I was the oldest. So I had to take care of all these other kids and stuff with in the community or whatever. So that's how it was. It's like we would just be out there and the parents didn't have to do much because we were all out there. But since now there's nobody and we're trying to build something, you're going to have to go bike riding. You're going to have to do that part because, there isn't anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there is. But we got to, like you said, do our part so that way we start to motivate people to be like, oh, okay, go with such and such because I've seen them, and I know them, and I think we need to do that. So I was really surprised because now I feel like it's our job, the millennials and the Gen Xers, it's our job to stop sitting down and waiting for the other older people to start looking into what's happening around our cities and, around our area, our communities. We need to start being the ones to start opening our eyes and start vocalizing things and stop leaving it to others, saying that it'll go. I recently went to my first town hall meeting. I was so proud of myself.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's see what's going on here, And I went in there with no expectation, just what are they going to talk about? And I was just shocked to find out these special taxes that were going to come out. And I was just like, well, why is that? Yeah, and I heard the why and I was like, well, that's not good. That's why are we spitting the bill for that? And hey, it's like, if you don't say anything, you're just going to take what other people say. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, technically, is there any opposed? It's like nobody knows what's going on. Okay, great. All right, we're going to pass this.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm not planning to ever be like, oh, everybody, let's go, but it's important for me to keep up with what's happening to kind of have a voice, to be able to say, you know what, that's not a good idea. At least I don't think so. Because when I brought these information up to my family was just like, really? I wouldn't like that either. And I'm like, right, okay. And so now they're like, okay, maybe we should start kind of going and seeing what's going on in our city too. So I'm just hoping, if we can carve that time out We can start doing that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's important to, like I said, see what's going on in your community. Events that are going on at the parks, events going on, throughout the streets. Street fairs are big
Yeah.
everywhere. Those are exciting times to go out with your kids, go out with the family, and just spend some time. Those night fairs sometimes. They're Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. They do little events and
Yeah.
music at the park or a movie at the park. I mean, there's so many different things that it's just like, that they're trying to build, I feel, because they realize that, I don't, back in the days, no movies at the park.
Yeah.
There was no concert at the parks.
Yeah.
There was none of that stuff really.
Yeah.
So nowadays they're doing a lot more stuff to try to get the community involved because there isn't as much activity going on throughout the week with the kids that, they're just at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, okay, I also, like I said, I've been understanding, I've been learning things around me. I also noticed we recently went to a comedy club. Now, this, it's hard right now. Times are hard, and I mean, money is scarce, And so these guys actually got together, and because they couldn't afford a venue or whatever, they got with the owner or something, it looked like, right? And they did their whole event outside in a parking lot. Yeah, I thought that was so creative, instead of hearing no, it's like those are go-getters, those are doers that are like, you know what? No, no, no. Well, I'm going to make the door open and have it outside so that people can be there. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, so they're go-getters, and I do believe that there's people out there. I'm one of them who I feel like we can do just a little bit more. We can. We can do a little bit more to help our community in some sort of way, shape, or form.
Be part of it.
Be part of it. Be part of it. And sometimes, like I was getting my car was getting serviced, and I was thinking, dang, right now it's like the world of DIYers. It's hard right now. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So why not like the big corporate companies, why not them drop down their monies just a little bit so that you can get your clientele coming back to you? I mean, that's what I was very surprised and very shocked at the AMC theater. I don't know if you remember, they were supposed to shut down a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of shutting down, the owner was like, you know what, just give everybody comes in at $4. Whatever movie it is, $4. Yep. And so many people were coming, like in droves, they were coming, and they're still up and going, and they still haven't raised their price because they see $4? A bunch of people. No, it's $6.
Oh, okay.
It's $6. But hey, it beats $16,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's things like that we got to think that it's not about like, you're just going to drive yourself down, the company.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the saying when it comes to that. It's always like, you want to try to balance, quantity with quality, so it's like, let's just say you're going to charge less money, but it's really going to bring in the people, then there you go.
Yeah.
Because especially like in a movie theater, if you sell a quarter of the movie theater at, $16 a ticket,
yeah,
and you're only going to fill that quarter of whatever it is, then that right there is going to be a difference that if you lower the price and you're 3/4 at half the price, let's just say $8, then that's a big difference.
It is.
Because now you'll be able to fill those seats in. So if they're going down to $4 and stuff, but they're being able to sell out, well, hey, they're getting their money's worth then.
Yeah, I know, but right now it's not the time to be stingy, dude. It's not the time to be stingy. Those people who have jobs, who have businesses, try lowering down your money right now and like really grabbing your clientele, because we need to tell each other, hey, we're about community, we're about supporting each other, and that's going to bring you more clientele. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, Pepe, he does the cars and he does them cheap, but he does them good, Yeah. And you're just going to be that person that people keep going to. Why? Because you're family, you're caring, and it's not about money no more. It really is about the people and what's happening around us.
Yeah, community. It goes back to community, building a community, the community mechanic, the community, whatever it is, someone that's there establishing. We talk about small businesses before, supporting the smaller businesses.
Yeah.
Sometimes, mom and pop shops, they're disappearing, that are like, oh, they've been baking these breads for years and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah. So so with that, I'm thinking too, I mean, if I can inspire anybody who, remember back in high school, we used to have welding, we used to have wood shop. I mean, bring them back. whoever has that gift, whoever has that talent, like, go to your nearest school and offer your services.
Even home ec.
It is, oh my God, home ec.
Home ec. I mean, just
Right now, we're all just like ordering. No one knows how to bake anything, how to cook anything. Learn to be a little more self-reliant. And with community, you guys, we will thrive. We thrive with community.
Yeah. And when you say that, it's funny because one of my goals I've always said I want to do, and again, maybe someone else has started out there, but I've always thought about going to schools and doing like an entrepreneurship. You know, someone likes to maybe bake, someone likes to make jewelry or something, or someone likes to do stuff. Encourage our kids to be able to do something like that, you know, and have like a school fair of entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And it's just one of those things to teach them not only to, you know, use their hands to do whatever. Maybe they're drawers, maybe they're designers, maybe they're something, you know, just expose them. And I've always thought of doing something like that. And I mean, anyone could do it anywhere, you know.
My friend's daughter goes to an elementary because it's between kinder and sixth grade. Mm-hmm. And in fifth grade, they did that. I was so surprised. She was like, "Hey, so I'm making the poster for my daughter, and she's going to be making her bracelets." You had other people like who had made bags, I guess, out of Dorito chips and stuff.
Oh,
and they were selling them. They were encouraging these kids to sell. So this entrepreneurship that you said, it's out there. Yeah, it's just not in every school, but every school should capture this. People should be paying to have this. Dude, home ec was such a big one.
Yeah. The whole point is build our community and build it stronger. Realize what's in your community.
Yes.
And yes, I know you get off of work. It's a lot of work and this and that, and you're tired. But you know what?
But this is where relationships happen.
Yeah.
This is where you start to trust in each other. This is where, hey, Pepe would always be watching all the kids. Remember? Like, you know, hey, he.
And it takes work. It takes work. It takes our time. It takes that. And even with the community, it still works what we always say. There's no growth
without pain.
Do what you got to do, guys.
Until next time. Make the change.
Do it.
Do it.